Look at your nails right now. If they're splitting or ridged, this is not just your age. Maybe you've noticed it slowly. One nail cracking, then another. No matter what you try, you file it smooth, and by the next morning it's already peeling apart again. It's frustrating and a little embarrassing, hiding your hands away at dinner. Quick note, this video is educational only, not medical advice. Always check with your own doctor first, but there is a real calm explanation for what's happening to your nails. And it has almost nothing to do with simply getting older. Your nails are actually a small window into what's going on deeper inside your body. Every ridge, every split, every slow-growing nail is your body quietly signaling something. For most people, it starts small, just a little peeling at the tip. Then a vertical ridge appears, running the whole length of the nail. Then the edges start snapping, even during the gentlest everyday tasks. Opening a can, typing, buttoning a shirt, suddenly nails just give out. It can feel like your hands are aging faster than the rest of you. But here's the good news. This pattern is common, and it's genuinely fixable. Most people blame dry skin, or too much hand washing, or just bad luck. Those things do play a small part, but they're not the real story. The real story starts with a tiny gland in your neck you rarely think about. That gland quietly controls how fast your whole body builds new cells. Nails are some of the fastest growing cells you have, so they show trouble first. Think of your nails as an early warning light on a car dashboard. They flicker on long before anything else in your body feels different. That's why doctors who treat older adults pay close attention to nails. A brittle, ridged nail is often the first visible clue of a bigger shift, and that shift usually involves how your body manages its energy and repair. As we age, that management system can naturally slow down or shift a little. That's a normal part of aging, but the nail changes don't have to be permanent. Once you understand what's really happening, there's a simple, safe path forward. No harsh treatments, no complicated routines, just understanding your own body a little better. So let's open up what's really happening under those brittle nails. Picture a single fingernail, magnified layer by layer, like thin sheets of plastic stacked together. Those layers are built from a tough, fibrous protein called keratin. Keratin is the very same protein that makes up your hair and outer skin. Healthy keratin layers stack smoothly, like pages pressed tightly together in a book. When that stacking process falters even slightly, the layers separate and peel apart. That's exactly what a splitting nail tip looks like under close magnification. The cells that build keratin live at the base of the nail, under the cuticle. That little pale half-moon shape you see is the factory floor for new nail growth. Everything that affects that factory shows up weeks later out at your fingertips. So a nail problem you notice today can reflect something that started a while back. This is why nail changes are considered a delayed but genuinely honest signal. And one particular signal deserves real attention as we get older. Around age 60, that small gland in your neck can quietly shift how it works. Doctors call it the thyroid, and it's far more connected to your nails than you'd guess. There's one everyday object that explains this whole process perfectly, and I'll show you next. Your thyroid sits low in your neck, shaped a little like a small butterfly. It produces hormones that travel through your bloodstream to nearly every cell in your body. Those hormones act like quiet instructions, telling cells how fast to build and repair themselves. Nail-building cells listen to those instructions just like every other cell in your body does. Take Margaret, 68, an example a lot of viewers will recognize. For months, her nails kept splitting no matter what she tried. She moisturized carefully, she took long breaks from nail polish, and still nothing seemed to help for long. Her doctor noticed something else too. Margaret had been feeling tired in a way that rest didn't seem to fix. Tired, cold hands and those stubborn nails. 3 small clues all quietly pointing the same direction. That particular combination is exactly what often quietly points toward the thyroid. If any of this sounds familiar so far, hit subscribe. We cover signals just like this every single week. Margaret's story is common enough that many doctors who work with older adults recognize the pattern right away. So what exactly does a slightly shifting thyroid do to something as small as a fingernail? It gently slows the turnover of cells, the everyday pace at which new tissue replaces old. Slower turnover simply means nails grow thinner, a bit weaker, and more likely to split. Let's slow this whole idea down and walk through it together, step by step. Normally, your body replaces its outer cells continuously, quietly, day and night without you noticing. Skin, hair, and nails are all part of that same constant, quiet renewal process. When thyroid hormone runs just a little low, that whole renewal pace can ease off slightly. It's not a switch turning off completely, it's more like a dimmer being turned down slowly. And nails, being some of the fastest growing cells, show that dimming sooner than almost anything else. There's a second piece to this puzzle too, working quietly alongside the thyroid the whole time. As we age, the body can absorb nutrients from food a little less efficiently than before. Protein, iron, and other everyday building blocks for keratin may not reach the nail bed as easily. Even with a perfectly normal diet, a little less of that raw material arrives where it's actually needed. So you end up with a slower factory with fewer supplies arriving, a genuinely tough combination for strong nails. That's the real reason nails often struggle more after 60 than they ever did before. It's rarely just dryness, and it's almost never simply getting older with absolutely no cause at all. It's usually this quiet, ongoing team-up between hormone pace and everyday nutrient delivery. And once you see the problem that clearly, the fix becomes so much easier to picture. This is exactly the kind of pattern we genuinely love breaking down together on this channel. Let's go back to Margaret for a moment, because her very next step really matters here. Her doctor gently suggested checking her thyroid function with a simple routine blood test. It's the very same kind of test many people over 60 already have done as part of a regular checkup. For Margaret, that one test explained months of quiet frustration in a single calm conversation. But there's one more important piece of this story we haven't touched yet, and it's coming up shortly. Before we get there, though, let's make this whole mechanism much easier to picture in your head. Imagine your body's entire cell renewal system running on a household thermostat. When that thermostat is set just right, the temperature stays steady, even, and comfortable all day. Your thyroid works in almost exactly the same way, setting the pace for cells all over your body. Turn that thermostat down just a little, and everything runs cooler and slower, including nail growth itself. That's really the whole idea in one simple picture. A thermostat set just a touch too low, not broken and not dangerous, just quietly running at a gentler pace than it used to. And that gentler pace at the tiny cell level shows up as a visibly weaker nail on the outside. This is exactly why doctors who study aging keep coming back to that thyroid conversation. Picture that thermostat one more time, because a small shift there echoes through your entire body. Now, the fingertip itself also has its own smaller factors that are worth understanding too. Blood flow to the fingertips can ease slightly with age, delivering nutrients just a touch more slowly. Cuticles can dry out faster too, letting moisture quietly escape from the nail plate underneath. Repeated contact with soap, water, and cleaning products strips away natural oils even further over time. Combine thinner cuticles with a slightly slower thyroid pace, and splitting becomes almost inevitable eventually. None of this means something is fundamentally wrong with you. It simply means your body's shifted its rhythm. The goal isn't to fight against your body, it's to gently support the rhythm it has right now. That's really the honest reassurance in all of this. It's manageable, calm, and not mysterious at all. Margaret found that once her thyroid levels were addressed together with her doctor, her energy came back first. Her nails took a little longer to catch up, since nail growth is naturally slow to show any change. But within a few steady months, the splitting eased, and her nails grew noticeably smoother. That kind of timeline is completely normal. Nails simply can't change overnight, no matter the underlying cause. So patience is really part of the process here, alongside whatever your own doctor recommends for you. Understanding the mechanism is genuinely half the battle. The other half is simple daily habits. Now let's talk plainly about what you can actually start doing today. None of what's coming requires anything drastic, expensive, or complicated to follow. It's mostly about gently protecting what your nails already have and quietly supporting the rest. Small, steady habits, kept up patiently for weeks, matter far more than any single dramatic fix. Let's walk through each one together, one at a time, starting with the very simplest. And by the way, if you'd like more of these calm, clear health breakdowns, subscribing really does help a lot. The first habit is protecting your hands from harsh chemicals, especially dish soap and household cleaning sprays. Every single time bare hands go into soapy water, the natural oils that seal the nail plate quietly wash away, A simple pair of rubber gloves during dishes and cleaning makes a far bigger difference than most people expect. The same goes for acetone-based nail polish remover, which can dry out already brittle nails even further with frequent use. If you do use polish, look for gentler acetone-free removers and give your nails real breaks between manicures. The second habit is keeping both nails and cuticles genuinely moisturized, not just your hands in general. A rich hand cream or cuticle oil, worked in gently at night, helps hold moisture right where nails need it most. Doing this consistently, even for just one quiet minute before bed, genuinely adds up over several steady weeks. The third habit is gentle nail care itself. How exactly you trim and file matters more than most people think. Let's slow down here for a moment, because this next part is one people get wrong most often. Cutting nails too short exposes the sensitive tip underneath, which makes splitting far more likely afterward. Aggressive filing back and forth instead of one gentle direction quietly weakens the very layers we talked about earlier. A soft emery board, filed gently in one steady direction, protects those thin keratin layers instead of tearing them apart. The fourth habit involves what's on your plate, kept in simple general terms, no strict rules needed at all. A steady mix of protein, whether from meat, fish, beans, or eggs, gives your body raw material for building keratin. You don't need a special or restrictive diet, just making sure protein shows up at most of your meals is enough. Staying steadily hydrated throughout the day also supports every fast-growing tissue in your body, nails very much included. None of these habits work overnight, and honestly, that's completely normal and fully expected here. Give any one of them a full, honest month before judging whether it's really helping you. Nail growth is naturally slow no matter what, so patience really is part of the protocol here too. There's one more important piece to mention, and it's less about habits and more about simple awareness. If brittle nails show up slowly and gradually on their own, that's usually the mild, common pattern we've described today. But if they come on suddenly, alongside fatigue, unexplained weight change, or noticeable hair thinning, that's worth a real conversation. That particular combination is exactly the kind of pattern worth asking your own doctor to check your thyroid for directly. That one honest conversation with your doctor can genuinely save you months of quiet guessing on your own. It's a simple blood test, nothing invasive at all, and it gives real answers instead of endless assumptions. Remember, nothing here ever replaces your own doctor's careful judgment about your specific personal situation. This video is educational information only, not a diagnosis, and every single body's timeline is a little different. Margaret's whole turnaround started with exactly that kind of honest conversation with her own trusted doctor. She didn't change everything all at once. She simply added these habits and asked the one right question. That's really the whole protocol in one line: protect, moisturize, be gentle, eat well, and know when to ask for help. Simple steps like these, repeated calmly and consistently, are really what change brittle nails over time. So here's the one single thing worth remembering from everything we covered together today. Brittle, splitting nails after 60 are rarely just about age. They're often a thyroid and nutrient story instead. And that story has a calm, manageable path forward, starting with one simple conversation with your own doctor. Protect your hands, moisturize consistently, be gentle whenever you trim, and eat well in simple, steady, everyday ways. As always, this is educational information only, not medical advice. Please check with your own healthcare professional first. If this helped you understand your own hands just a little better, consider subscribing for more of these calm breakdowns. Margaret's nails eventually grew back smooth and strong again, and yours can follow that same steady, patient path too. So look at your nails again, not with worry now, just with understanding, because this was never just your age.